Is there anybody there?
Yes, and I will say, I will throw this in there. I played a summer for the Gastonia Grizzlies in the CPL, and Jesse Cole, who owns the Bananas, was
Yep.
the owner of the Grizzlies at the time.
What's up, Dad Hat Crew? Ed here. And on this episode, I give you guys Eddie Hall. He is one of the co-founders of the Queen City Baseball Club. It's an organization that handles from 13U all the way to 17U baseball academies and baseball clubs, as well as they are now own a collegiate summer league team. Yes, they are called the CornDogs. That's right, the CornDogs, guys. It's a great interview. You know what? Without further ado, I'll give you the episode. Oh, welcome back to yet another episode of the Dad Hat Chronicles. You guys know who I am. My name is Ed, and with me today, guys, I have a teacher, I have a baseball owner, I have a coach. I mean, you do this, or you do it all, my friend. His name is Eddie Hall, who is the owner of what is a wonderful name brand, the Queen City CornDogs. I mean, that's a beautiful name, my friend. I love it. So how are you doing today?
Ed, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. Those are some kind words you spoke of me there. Those are just a few of the words, I guess, to describe me. But man, it's an honor to be on this call tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. So, the one question that just it was stuck in my mind as I'm doing a little bit of research about the club and about you and all that is, do you ever sleep? First of all, do you ever sleep?
I will say when I am home before 7 or 8 o'clock, my wife is super happy. I will say that. But I coach high school baseball and we lost in the state playoffs on Tuesday night. So these last two nights I've actually been home fairly early. So it's been awesome to get some sleep, but the rest of the year, no, I don't sleep much.
You're like, I don't know what sleep is. No idea.
No,
Uh,
no.
so let me ask you, why? My question is, why do you do it? Like, what's the purpose? Why do you do everything that you do?
That's a great question. Man, I grew up in the Charlotte area playing baseball.
Mhm.
I was a decent player, but I was never very good. But I had so many people that poured into me from little league to high school to to playing in college. And I've always wanted to coach. I've always wanted to give back to younger players and give them a good experience. I mean, there's a lot of kids out there that don't have great experiences. And youth sports now is highlighted by a lot of bad things that we see on Twitter,
Pretty
whether it's
much, yeah.
umpires or coaches or parents. So that's kind of been my goal, man. As I've graduated from college, I've worked a couple different jobs in the business world, and I wanted to get into coaching. So I got into it, and to help kids and provide a good experience. And it's just evolved into all sorts of different things and different directions. But I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's pretty cool, dude. Because, like, I mean, listen, and you're right. What we see, social media, it's a great thing, but it's also equally just as bad, right? Because a lot of kids see what a lot of the other players are doing and all that, and they think that it's automatically okay, right? So I'm
Right.
glad that there's someone out there telling them, like, no, dude, that ain't right. That's not the way you go, and that's not the way you go about things, right?
Right. And I think that's what baseball teaches you too. I mean, it's a little different sport in the sense that, there's ways to act, there's ways to do things. And granted, you're right. We see some things that big leaguers do, but I'm like, guys, like those guys are making a lot of money. You guys aren't making money to play this game. So let's do things the right way.
As a matter of fact, you're paying to play, so there's a little bit of a difference. They
Correct.
get paid, you pay.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, okay, so all right, so take me back to 2019, and your decision to really start this. Like you said, you wanted to get back into kids, but like you have more than just a couple of divisions, right? There's a lot more that goes on to Queen City Baseball Club.
Correct. So 2019, a really good friend of mine, Daniel Cook, and we started a program. I was coaching in college. I was at Queens University, and
Mhm.
he had just got the job at Charlotte Latin School, which is a great private school here in town, and it's where our college team plays, and we practice most of the time with the younger teams. But we started just a couple little travel teams, just locally, just to one to try to provide something good or a good platform for some kids that weren't playing at the top levels and top organizations here in town. And we started with the name the Queen City Talons because his school was the Hawks. And after a couple years of that, we were like, man, we got to change the name. But we we provided a good product for those first couple years. We built it from 2 to 3 teams, and these are high school, middle school age kids. And in 2021, I guess it was probably the fall of 21, we were like, let's rebrand this thing. Let's try to do something awesome that when that people hear the name, they're going to remember it. So we came up with the corn dogs. I think we had a couple beers or a glass of wine in us that night when we came up with it, but it's evolved into something so much bigger than I could have ever imagined. We have 6 teams between middle school and high school travel baseball teams, and then this will be our first year with the summer collegiate team. So we're super excited, man. It's come a long way in a few years, so it's really cool.
All right, so let's talk about that, right? Because this will be the first year of the collegiate wood bat, which, by the way, collegiate wood bat is such an amazing product out there. Like, there's so many leagues now that are giving college students a platform to show off their skills during the summer that otherwise they would not have an opportunity, right? Like, then you'll be able to get a lot of major league scouts or minor league scouts and all that all in one place and able to see a lot of these players. So what was your reasoning or your decision to start the collegiate wood bat team?
Yeah, so a couple things I guess that factored into it. Number one, we had a team basically fall into our lap. There was a team in the league last year, the Carolina Vipers.
Hmm.
They came to me. I had a prior relationship with them, and I played with them when I was in college. They said, "Hey, we love what you're doing. We're getting out of it. We're dropping all of our teams. Do you want to take on the college team?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So there was really not a huge transaction involved, other than a couple little things, and we basically took it over for him. And they were still playing at Charlotte Latin, which is our home field, so we had a little connection there. But when that owner brought it up to me that they were getting out, I said, "Let's do it! Hell yeah! Let's at least try it for 1 year and see how it goes." And so far, so good. I'm ready for those guys to get here in a couple weeks, man. Because I love college baseball, and I think it's going to be fun.
Being here in North Carolina now, right? Like, I mean, I moved from Ohio here to North Carolina,
Right.
like, and the love that fans have for college baseball here in this state is unreal. I've never seen anything like it, right? Obviously, there's no major league team here, but there's a lot of minor league teams. But like, college is this totally different monster here, man.
It is. And if you look at the top 25 rankings right now, you see a lot of North Carolina teams, including Wake Forest, who somehow I think they're 1 or 2 right now. And obviously you have North Carolinas and the NC States and East Carolinas up there, but it's really cool. There's really, really good baseball here. It was always my dream to coach college baseball. I coached 2 years,
Yeah.
but just financially it was tough and I was on the road all the time. But um, man, there's great baseball everywhere, and this was the summer collegiate thing was just another way for me to get involved with college baseball and get to watch some really good players every night.
Okay. So, all right. So you took over. They're like, all right, let's do it. Why not? So you decided to stay in the Southern Collegiate Baseball League. Why did you have a choice to go into another league, or did you say it was like, no, we're gonna stick with this. Let's go ahead and see what goes on with this league.
Yeah, so when I took over the reins, I guess here in the SCBL, I wanted to stick in that league just because I know it's a good local league for young guys that um, a lot of small Division 1 guys, D2 junior college guys come home. So like of my 35 man roster right now, I only need 3 kids with a host family. I mean,
Oh, wow. So that's pretty good. There's a lot of kids that are local to your area that you're able to say, all right, go ahead and stay home, but we need you to come back so you can go ahead and play some baseball with us with the Corn Dogs.
Exactly. So that's kind of what made it easy with that league. I was approached by Alec Allred, who runs the Old North State League. I don't know if
Mhm.
you're familiar with him.
I am. Yep.
Um, that's a great league. They do a great job with their marketing and branding. And he had reached out to me after I had kind of taken this over. So I told him, we'll schedule you guys in some non-conference games. We're going to stick in the league we're in right now. But so that was really I guess the only two options. But I wanted to stick in the SCBL for now.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, and then you're able to, like you said, go ahead and schedule some non-conference teams, and you're still able to, develop that relationship, and you never know what could happen in the future. That's how that goes.
Exactly. Exactly. So
All right, so you decided that you wanted to brand as the Corn Dogs. Was there ever any pushback from anybody?
yes,
I
there
knew
was.
that.
Um, you know, I, I'm trying to think back to when we first initially announced it. We announced it, I think, on Halloween of 21. I would say 60% positive, 40% like, what on earth are you guys doing?
Yeah, what is this?
And I just told our families, and this was before we had the college team, so it's just our younger teams. And I told our families, guys, we're trying to give your kids a platform to get some brand recognition. So when people see our name, they remember it, and hopefully we can, continue to develop our players and become a really good program and not a not very good program. But that, yes, initially a lot of families were questioning it, and I think they've come around after we've launched the gear and the hats and different things like that.
Oh, I'm gonna get with you on this hats, man. I'm gonna have a bone to pick with you, my friend. I mean, I was looking at the shop, and there's a very big section missing, and I don't see it, but we'll talk about that later, later in the interview.
I
Um,
got one. I got one ready to ship out to you. We'll talk later though.
yeah, we'll talk later. Okay, so it's funny you know that a lot of people will have a uh, not a large, but a sizable group that will have a negative connotation when it comes to rebranding, right? They're used to something, a la my, Cleveland baseball team going from Indians to Guardians, right? But like, I think that having a name such as, Corn Dogs, I think one, it makes it fun. And two, is it's something that, like, not a lot of people are going to be like, well, I haven't really heard that before, right? Like, I mean, so that's pretty cool. I mean, if you look at up here, you have a team called the Sock Puppets, right? The Burlington Sock Puppets, the Danville Otterbots, right? Like, you got teams that are doing their thing on Twitter. They're interacting with all their fans, and they have a quirky name, and man, it's working. So good
It
for you.
works. It works, and that's what we were going for. So it's caught on pretty well, and I think people. I would say we have a 95% approval rate right now with the name.
I'll tell you this, man. The only reason I saw this team, it was because it was set Corn Dogs on it, and I'm like, let me check this out, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool, right? So I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so but let's get back to the team, because I mean, I really love what you guys are doing here. So you have 13U, 14U, Navy and Gold. Then you got 2024, 2025, and 2026. Break down a little bit that for me, because those are, like you said, middle school to high school age kids that are getting an opportunity to develop their skills and, go in front of scouts or potentially high school, private school, and even college.
Yeah, definitely. We coaching in college and I've got to know so many coaches both in high school and the college level, and I've tried to learn and take little things from those guys,
Mhm.
whether it's watching a guy speak on YouTube or going to the ABCA convention, which is the coaches convention every year. And I've tried to pull little pieces from those guys and kind of, build that into how I'm running our program. So with our teams, we got our three middle school teams, the 13s and 14s. And with those guys, we really just focus on our practices and training more than anything. We'll mix in some tournament gameplay and let them go play 4 games in 2 days, which is too much, but they got to play at some point, and that's kind of what's offered right now. But we really focus and pride ourselves on the practices, whether it's our winter training over, December and January before they go to school ball, or it's our practices that'll start up next week. And we'll practice 2 times a week, offer some other training on the side. And then once they get to the high school scene, like we call them the showcase, to where we can kind of get them in front of some college scouts and all that. We still pride ourselves on the, practices and training. It changes a little bit with the high school guys. Um, we try to individualize it a little bit more. It's more of a team setting with the middle school guys, but those high school guys, we get them ready and send them all over the place and showcase tournaments. We take them to camps. We are doing a really cool thing this summer. I'm taking them on a bus tour to 10 different colleges. So we're going to get on a bus with about 45 kids, and this is the 1st of August, and we're going to drive up 85 and hit a bunch of schools along there. Then we're going to go to Radford University for a showcase on the second day. And then we're going to come back the third day through the mountains, catch like Lenore Ryan and some schools that way. So it's going to be a cool trip. So we're just trying to provide different things like that. But that's the plan right now, and the bus tour is going to be cool.
First of all, wow, that's awesome, right? Second of all, God bless you. A bunch of teenagers in a school bus. God bless you, my friend. I know how I was as a
Yeah, so
teenager.
it's dangerous.
So that's awesome, though. So you're gonna take them on a school bus, show them college, show them what it's all about, and then have them play in front of people. That's pretty cool, man. And that's not an easy feat.
No, one of my good. It's actually a charter bus, Ed. We're big time here with the
Oh,
CornDogs.
okay.
I'm just kidding, but we do have one of my good buddies. He's a head coach or assistant coach at Southern Wesleyan University, and he'd reached out to me. He runs a showcase
Yeah.
camp, and he was like, "Hey, would you guys be interested in a bus tour?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So we mapped it out on what's the best direction to go, and we kind of came up with these schools just because it's pretty easy, to hop on 85 and head north and get up into Virginia. But yeah, that's something unique that we're doing and trying to do some stuff a little different than some other teams around here because we're not good enough to go to the huge tournaments in Atlanta or anything like that. But we do try to provide our guys something cool and unique like that.
You're not good yet. You're right. Because I mean, there's a plan, right? Like you start developing, so there has to be a 3, 5, 10 year plan on what's going on with developing players.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to say we're not good. We have some really, really good players.
Yeah,
We don't have elite level Division 1 players,
you'll get
but
there.
we
I
have
love
some
it.
really good mid majors. Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, listen, I'm from a small school myself. So, like, I mean, I was a very small D1 school, Kent State University. So it's like as small as it gets. So,
That's not that small.
well, it was when I went.
The the Golden Flashes.
Yes, sir. That's right. The Golden Flashes. They made it to the College World Baseball Series. So I wish I would have been there, though. That would have been cool to go see.
I would have been. Omaha is probably the coolest place I've ever been, Ed.
I was just there, dude. I was just in Omaha for the Storm Chasers. So
Yes, that ballpark is awesome, isn't it?
beautiful. I mean, kidding me? Like doing it, it's like it was the weather was perfect. It was baseball, and I mean, there's nothing. The food, obviously, right? So there's you couldn't ask for anything better. So I was very happy. I was very impressed with the area. So I drove from a friend of mine. We drove from Denver, Colorado. We drove to Omaha that day. And then the next day we drove to Kansas City to watch a Royals game. So it was crazy. Did I sleep?
That's a
No.
great trip. The first time, no, the first time I went to Omaha, we flew to Kansas City, saw a game, then we went to the College World Series, and we drove all around. But man, if you can go for the College World Series in June, man, you need to.
I heard it was beautiful and it's awesome. It's an awesome experience. I wanna touch back on something that you said that I don't wanna get past because I think it's very important. And this is something that I've been doing with my craft as a podcaster, try to and content creator, try to improve and learn and everything. You're saying is that you learn and you watch YouTube and you learn from other people. And I think that's something that a lot of other people don't really take serious and really hone on their craft that by learning from others.
Yeah, I guess I'll start with saying I am a teacher. I teach middle schoolers. for some
Again, God
crazy
bless
reason.
you.
So it probably it probably starts with that. I guess I've always enjoyed the classroom. I didn't really think I would teach. I knew I would coach, but as a teacher, right? Like I'm always trying to teach different things. I teach business classes, so that's fun. But I think as myself, like if I'm trying to grow and especially to be around young people, like I need to keep coming up with new ideas and new ways to engage them and motivate them. But the best stuff that I've watched and I've read is from coaches because one, that's the thing I'm passionate about. But two, like they know how to motivate people and put things into perspective. And just like example, I guess would be watching the Ole Miss baseball coach Bianco. Like some of the stuff that he did last year is as his team, obviously they won the national championship, but like some of his post game meetings and like the way he talks to his players at practice, like little things like that, like I eat up and I'm
Mhm.
probably a nerd for it, but like that's what fires me up. And I think I try to take little pieces from him, take little things from Coach Hibbs, who I played for at Charlotte, who's now the head coach at Wichita, take things that he taught me, Bo Robinson, who's the hitting coach at NC State now that I grew up hitting with. Little things that those guys, just kind of left me with. I've always tried to pull from them. But if you're not growing and changing the way you think about stuff, man, you're just gonna be stagnant. You're not gonna be able to do things very well for very long.
I like using that word a lot, stagnant. Like you just stay stagnant, just and then you go nowhere, right? Like if you're not evolving, you just exactly right, exactly. You're just boom, right there. You're coasting, and then at the some point, it's just there goes the downtrend, and you can't do anything about it because you didn't do anything about it earlier. So, um,
Yeah.
all right. So you got your first for your corn dogs, your collegiate wood bat team. You're gonna be coming up here May 29th. That's when they report. Like, I mean, and then you got the High Point Thomasville High Toms. Like, I mean, you're coming up here, pretty soon, man.
Pretty soon. I am constantly getting ready for those guys. Today, I was trying to set up food trucks, trying to plan some promotional stuff, trying to work with our announcer and on-field reporters and my play-by-play guy. But like, we're getting ready. The players report that Monday night of Memorial Day. We're gonna hand them some all yellow uniforms, and we're gonna go to work. And on the 31st, a couple days after that, against a team in the Coastal Plains League. So God knows what'll happen. But
Yeah, you're gonna be up in my
uh,
neck of the woods, my friend, because I'm up here in the Raleigh Durham area. So like, I mean, High Point is not that far from me.
come on down, man. Then I can save some money on shipping. I'll just bring the hat up there.
Right, right. All right. So, okay. So you're gonna the whole uniform is yellow. Talk to me about that, right? I'm a huge merch guy, right? I'm big on merchandising. I'm big on branding, right? And I think that you guys, and here we go, pun intended. You guys really hit it out of the ballpark with the branding here. So like, why? The color of the uniforms, like did you really set some time to really think about this?
Yeah. So originally, when we started our program, we were navy blue and Carolina blue. So like we kind of had the navy look, and we came up with corn dogs. I had a logo, or a friend of mine designed the logo. Um, and he kind of put it all together, changed around some colors, and kind of came up with. Obviously, I'm wearing the script on my shirt right now, but basically, we went with that gold and yellow look.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see kind of the gold in the logo, but the yellow, the mustard yellow as well. So we came up. I'm not going to say we didn't take notes from the Savannah Bananas, but we wanted to try to do something crazy and out there, and so
Listen,
that's one point probably of where we got the yellow.
listen. Anybody that doesn't learn from any other team when it comes to merchandising and when it comes to antics and things like that, they're not doing it. That's how it always happens, right? Good for you, man. Learning. That's amazing. You took the yellow. It's like, heck yeah, it's working for them. Why not for us? Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
a banana, for God's sakes. They're called the bananas, right? So why not the corn dogs?
Yes, and I will say, I will throw this in there. I played a summer for the Gastonia Grizzlies in the CPL, and Jesse Cole, who owns the Bananas, was
Yep.
the owner of the Grizzlies at the time. Um, so we got to see some of his shenanigans in the early stages in Gastonia before he moved down to Savannah. So I do have a little bit of the connection there. So I'm definitely taking some notes from Jesse. If you're out there listening, man, thank you.
There you go. Good for you, man. Good for you. Okay, so now here's the part, man. I know you got some trucker hats here, but I mean, let's talk, man. Let's talk dad hats here. What are we doing here?
Are you want like the old school classic dad hat, right?
Yep, you know me, man. I'm the and everybody, because here's the thing. Everybody's all about the new eras, the 5950s, and that's great. Listen, I have a bunch of those, right? But they're like $40+ Those things are expensive, right? I'm a dad with a 4-year-old who is costing me an arm and a leg to dance. She wants to go to gymnastics now. I got swimming, buying a house. So I can't afford these things. You know this. So it's like, this is what I bring it down a notch, and then dad hats it is.
So no trucker hat for you. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no, no, no. Here, I'm gonna look. I've got a bunch of those as well. I got a bunch of trucker hats. Don't get
Okay.
me wrong, you know, but
I
eventually.
will say I have plenty of trucker hats. If you're good with trucker hats, that's what I'm getting you.
All right, cool. We'll talk offline. Well, I'll get you. I'll get the truckers. I'm gonna wear it. Don't you worry. I'm gonna wear a CornDogs, hat over here. Don't you worry about that, my friend.
We'll take care of you, man. We'll take care of you.
Love it. All right. Is there anything else that I have not asked you, my friend? Anything about the team? Anything you want to say right now? This is your chance because we're about to go into my favorite part of every interview.
Man, I guess before we get into the questions that you were mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
really the biggest thing I want to say with our program and kind of how we're doing things is we got some really great people involved. My partner Daniel Cook and I, tag team this thing, and we work together to build all this stuff. But I've got really good coaches too, so I've hired different coaches at the different age groups, and to have those guys, involved with our players, that's the biggest thing. So Coach Daddio, Coach Benson, Coach Scanner, Coach Reinheimer, all those guys are huge pieces and huge assets to what we're doing. So if I didn't have those guys, man, like there'd be no way we'd have 6 teams and a college team. I'll tell you that. So um, you hire really good people and bring them in and let them work, and good things will happen. So
Again, dude, I don't even know how you're doing this. Like, how are you still like? Is that full of just nothing but caffeine energy drink that you're drinking right now? Because like, I don't know how you do it, dude.
it's just a good old sweet tea from Chick-fil-A. So I guess that keeps me going. Yeah.
That's what let's touch on that, right? Like, it's hiring the right people because there's a lot of things going on right now that like we see there like in order to lead players, you got to have good leadership, right? With the ownership, but also coaches. Those are the ones that are really interacting a lot of the times, and I think that's super important, and you're right.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing with us. Like especially with young kids in middle school and high school, like you got to have good role models for them. And I think coaches can be the best ones, especially when I'm not saying I'm a young guy or toot my own horn, but when you have young guys, 28, 29, 30 years old
Hmm.
involved with these guys, I think, I think that says a lot. And I think parents and players really appreciate that. And, I guess you could call it the new school way of coaching, but, it's working for us, and I think we're providing a good product. So yeah,
That's awesome, dude. I love it. I love it. I think that's a great. You got to be able to relate, right? You'll be able to relate. You'll be able to teach these young kids, and young men, the right way of doing things. And it's all about teamwork, my friend. It's all about the teamwork.
that's right. Absolutely, Ed.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's
All
hear
right.
it. Let's go.
So you are in the Charlotte area. So let's say that you go into a Knights baseball or even Kannapolis, the Cannonballers, right? You're about to go to a ball game as a fan. And what is going to be your food and drink of choice?
Food and drink of choice. If let's say I'm going to Kannapolis because I know they got some better drinks up there. I am going a hot dog all the way with a cheer wine.
Mm, okay. Yes. Not a lot of good man. Good man. Cheer one. There you go. I like it. I like it. My wife just found
Yes.
out about that not too long ago. So I mean, again, we're from Ohio. So All right.
Yes, Cheerwine and Sundrop is down in that area, so got to get those.
Love it. Okay, so here's the thing. All right. You're having a hot dog, right? You're having a uh uh um excuse me, I apologize. Are you having hot ketchup or mustard on a hot
Both.
dog?
Hot
Good
dog? Are we
man.
talking hot dog or corn dog?
Both. I don't care because I know the corn dog has both the ketchup and the mustard.
That's a big debate. For hot dog, I'm going both, but some people don't like ketchup on their corn dogs, and I don't know what they're talking about.
Dude, I made a video about this because uh a lot of people give me a lot of slack about the fact that I love ketchup on a hot dog. And I think it's a great thing. All right. Ketchup belongs on a hot dog, guys. Let's get over this already. Although also I do the stadium mustard, it's called Burtman's in Cleveland. So super good. But I won't knock anybody if they use yellow mustard. I'm okay with that too.
I would try it. I'll try anything at a ballpark. I'll tell you that.
Heck yes, absolutely. All right, here we go. What is the most interesting place you've ever been to?
Most interesting place I've ever been to. I'm gonna say Glacier National Park in the great state of Montana.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Haven't been there. I want to. Want to go. All right. If you could take just one thing with you to a deserted island, what is that one thing that you're gonna take with you? You're stuck in that
Oh
deserted
man,
island. What is that one thing you're taking with you?
can I take a person? I think
Sure.
my wife would be a great one to go with. I'm taking my wife.
Yeah, she'll probably hate you because now you're both stuck in the deserted island. But good luck to you, my friend. My
She would
wife would
not
tell
she
me
would
to
not
keep me
like me.
here.
She would have been mad if I didn't say her though. So
True, hey, that's true too. So you're not winning either way. So you're good. All right. Okay. So how many chickens do you think it'll take to kill an elephant?
oh dear God, where'd you get this one, Ed?
I don't know. It's
Um,
just one of those questions. I listen. I read a lot of like. I have a book that says 40,000 questions, random questions, and this is one of them.
I'm going like 350.
I
I
like the
hope that's
number.
enough.
I like the number. I like the number. Okay. Let's see here. If you were to have a spirit animal, what animal would it be?
Oh, a deer.
I like it. I like it. I get I someone gave me a golden retriever once and then gave me a cat. I'm like a very colorful rooster. I'm loud and that's how it goes. All right.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, which one smells better? Bread, just like the bread coming right out of the oven, like fresh baked bread, or fresh cut grass?
Fresh cut grass, man. I'm a baseball coach. Come on.
All day long, dude. That smell is amazing. Oh, are you
Oh
kidding
yeah.
me? All right, favorite fruit.
Favorite fruit. Man, we're coming up on fruit season too.
Mm-hmm.
I love some fresh cantaloupe, but like if we're going just consist, I'm going strawberries. Strawberries.
I'm there, and by the time of this recording, we're recording right before Mother's Day. I am taking my wife strawberry picking because that's what she wanted to do for Mother's Day. So I'm with you. Strawberries are delicious. My daughter eats them up like
Nothing better.
crazy.
Nothing better than fresh picked strawberries.
All right. You're right about that. Okay, here we go. The You're going to a party, you're hanging out, and it's your turn to choose the music. What is that one song that you're choosing?
Well, it's definitely going to be country. I will tell you that, and my wife would not appreciate it. The one song that I would want to play. What kind of vibe do we have? Is it a good vibe? Are we sitting around a fire, or like what
Oh,
is it?
see, that's the thing though. Like that's just chilling right there. That's a hangout spot right there. But I'm talking about party, everybody hanging out, couple of drinks, where we were having a good time.
Man, I'm probably gonna crank up some Brooks and Dunn. Maybe play My Maria by Brooks and Dunn and really get the crowd going.
All right, I like it. Okay, and nothing wrong with that, my friend. Okay, what? A couple more, and then I'll leave you alone. I promise you. What is one thing that you wish could exist but doesn't at this moment? Doesn't anymore. Like it's just it no longer exists.
Ooh, man, that's a good book full of questions. This is a good one. You might have stumped me. Something that doesn't exist.
That you wish will be back. For me,
Ooh.
I know a lot of people won't even know what this is, but there used to be this drink back in the day. It was called Justa, and man, it was good. And then all of a sudden, it was owned by Pepsi. And you know how like at Pepsi at one point they were just trying to throw anything that would stick, right? Like it was like Pepsi Clear. This was one of my favorite drinks, and it just like it left off forever, and I can't get it ever again. I wish they will bring back that one.
You Well, I've never had Justin, never even heard of it. I would love to try it. I will Google it after this. Now, I will go back to food products and Chick-fil-A because I ate dinner there tonight. I wish Chick-fil-A would bring back the chicken salad sandwiches that they had on the menu.
That is a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, we
Those
eat
were great.
we eat Chick-fil-A here about once a week, you know, and I get it. I get it. All right, last question, my friend. If animals could talk, okay, which animal would be the biggest and rudest animal?
Hmm. Biggest as in, I'm going to say a
Just the
raccoon, man.
biggest a-hole, right? Like just the biggest a-hole.
Raccoon for sure.
Oh, for sure that would be. My God. They're just they're like, and then when they get into trash, which is not, come on, and then they just knock everything over, and then you got to go out there the next day. You got to clean everything up. I'm with you. I'm
They're a
100%.
nuisance, man.
They really are a pain in the rear. So, although they do have a team down in in Alabama called the Rocket City Trash Panda, so pretty cool logo.
They got a great logo.
They do. By the way, and I never mentioned this, but you have a great name. I think Eddie Ed is a great name, by the way. Dude,
I agree.
thank you so much for doing this. I had a lot of fun. Where can people find you and the team on the socials?
Yeah, at first, I mean, thanks for having me, man. This has been awesome. Had a ton of fun. So check us out online. Our website is queencitybaseballclub.com. Everything's on there, but you can find us on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Queen City BSB, as in baseball BSB. Hopefully, we'll get a TikTok this summer. I've heard the
Oh,
kids love TikTok. So I got a couple girls coming in to run social media. So maybe we'll get some followers on there. But yeah, the website has everything. And I would love for you guys to reach out. And I'm working on the merchandise store as an entrepreneur, one man show. I got
I
to do a
get
better
it,
job with that stuff.
dude. I get it, man. I
Uh,
understand.
so I'm trying there. Most of my stuff's local pickup, but I have shipped some hats out to Texas and California. So if you guys are interested in any of that, let me know. And if you see something, or if you want something else with the corn dog logo, shoot me an email and I will get it made for you and I will ship it straight to your doorstep.
Sounds good, man. And then I will put everything on the site so that way on the show notes so that way everybody can follow you. And also I want them to go ahead and buy some merchandise, man. That's how that's how a lot of the collegiate wood bat teams survive, and that's how they make the money. So merchandise is the name of the game, my friend.
That's right. That's right. And I'm gonna get you a hat. Don't worry. It'll be back there, right front and center on that wall.
I love it. I will put it here, my friend. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy that episode with Eddie. Now, make sure you guys are following him because obviously he is one of the co-founders, the Queen City Baseball Club Twitter account. They're always putting a lot of good content out there while they are going through the season for the collegiate wood bat. And as well as, I always say this, make sure you guys are going to the website, supporting them by purchasing some of their merch, okay? That's how they make their money. That's how they are able to support coaches, travel, uniforms, all that fun stuff, guys. So make sure you guys do that. I'll put all the links on the notes so that way you guys can go ahead and take a look. And then finally, make sure you guys are following my podcast. Give it 5 stars wherever you listen to your podcast. I am on Twitter, on Instagram, and even TikTok. That's right, I said it. So make sure you guys are following me and then say hi. Until then, guys, keep on grinding and always support the minor leagues. See ya.